What's going on, guys? LKG here, and today welcome to my long-awaited Raw review, my first review of many, hopefully, on this channel. Now, coming off the heels of a very boring Raw, so boring the fact that I tried to voice my opinions and got my account banned for a certain amount of hours. Oh, we will get to that later. But either way, without further ado, let's go step by step throughout the night. After literally almost laying out Stephanie and delivering a slap to the game, the man returns to Raw once again, being invited by the McMahons. Of course, she pulled the same thing she did last week when she interrupted Stephanie mid-sentence. So either way, Becky made her way down to the ring, stood in the face of the Authority once again, as Hunter apologized for what he had said the previous week about Becky Lynch faking her injury. And also let the fans know that she was cleared to wrestle at WrestleMania. But, of course, like everything in life, there was a catch. She had to apologize for attacking the McMahons last week. But in typical Becky fashion, she said,
"Take your apology and shove it up your arse."
Couldn't have been better said. Ultimately, the game had an ultimatum for her. It was either apologize by the end of the night and keep her title match with Ronda Rousey, or not and lose it all. We'll get back to that storyline in a bit because it gets good. Right, so the first actual match of the night was Nia Jackson-Tamina versus the Boston Hug Connection versus Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan, preparing for the Elimination Chamber. But as added pressure, a special stipulation was added. For you see, the losing team in that match will start first in the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view coming up this Sunday. Honestly, the match was getting pretty good, but suddenly, bang, Sasha Banks out of the match. Despite the efforts of Liv, Sarah, and Bayley, Nia and Tamina won the match by pinning Bayley in the middle of the ring, which meant the Boston Hug Connection will be starting off the Elimination Chamber match first. I'm guessing this next segment was filler, which is just crapping on Elias, because he did a standard entrance, where he just basically strums guitar once, start his little promo thing. And then this promo pops on my screen. Now, this was kind of pretty cool to see, and I saw it all over Twitter before I was, banned. But Balor, Becky Lynch's trainer back in the older days, giving her advice on where to go in this situation. Honestly, pretty cool. Being interrupted once was no big deal for Elias, so he calmly tried to try again, only to be interrupted a second time by a very awesome, might I add, Seth Rollins promo. After the promo ended, Elias had it with the interruptions until Lucha House Party came out. Now, I have a confession to make. I haven't really been watching any of the cruiserweights and stuff, but Kalista's career has literally gone downhill ever since 205 Live. At least for me anyway, because I kind of liked seeing him before this whole brand split type thing, just on Raw, flying around doing his thing. But hey, maybe I'm sleeping on the man. Either way, Kalisto playing Elias's guitar. Well, I don't know what to say about that. Let's just move on. So, next up on the show, we had a match between the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre, and the extraordinary man who can do extraordinary things with the longest nickname I've ever seen, Finn Balor. Once again, a potentially good match had to be interrupted, and this time it was the Milkman himself, Bobby Lashley. Oh, sorry, I mean Lashley. Sorry, my tongue slipped. Either way, all hell was breaking loose once again until Braun Strowman, out of nowhere, came to the aid of Finn Balor. And apparently order was restored because after the commercial break, it was Braun Strowman, Kurt Angle, and Finn Balor versus the team of Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. Obviously, the faces got the win, and let's just move on to the next segment now. The rise of Ruby Riott? I don't know. Next up was a promo by the one and only Seth Rollins talking about the year he had and his road to WrestleMania. That was until he was interrupted by the one and only Paul Heyman himself, who, among other things, stated that WrestleMania for Seth Rollins against the Beast will be a suicide mission. But of course, Seth Rollins, being Seth Rollins, didn't take too kindly to that and said this. This is why Seth Rollins is one of the best male superstars on the Raw roster. Just as we all thought it was over, though, Dean Ambrose made his way out to the ring and greeted Seth Rollins with only 3 simple words, those being, slay the beast. Dean then went on to have the match with EC3 and avenge his loss from the Young Upstart in his debut. And huge news from the tag team division. After weeks and weeks of not being able to taste tag team gold, the Revival finally win the Raw Tag Team Championships in an impressive match. Well deserved by those two. And finally, after having all night to think about her decision, the man came out once again to address the authority. Soon enough, Becky apologized, her suspension was lifted, and she was inserted back into the match at WrestleMania. Or so it would seem.
So happy.
I mean, do I really need to explain anything more? So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this Raw review. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is my first one. If you guys want to see more, make sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe for more from me, LKG, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.